All right, today we're going to install a complete street riders kit, which would be your blinkers, your horn, your hazards, and we're going to do replacement fangs on this RZR XP 1000. We're using the Corbin kit. It's a great company. I install a lot of these kits. They are awesome. Very clean, plug and play. So it comes with replacement fangs. And these will be your blinkers on the front. This will replace what you have up there already. All right, you've got your tag light. It's got an LED in it. Your horn kit. And you got your main harness for your blinkers. The first thing you want to do is you want to pull your hood off. If you don't have ride command, then there's no sense in taking this whole dash off, in my opinion. I just take this cubby out, which opens up this hole right here, and you'll see in a little bit why. But then you want to obviously take your seats out. I like to remove this door here. Okay, get your center console removed. You're gonna need some type of tool, screwdriver, whatever, to pop these rivets out. You need a T40 Torx. You're gonna have 3 of those to pull out. You've got a rivet there, you got one on each side. So you got 4 rivets and 3 T40 bolts you gotta pull out. I'll get those pulled out and give you an update. So for the rivets, I've got this little tool here that I ordered off Amazon. It's very handy. It pops those rivets out, makes it easy. So now what you're going to want to do is go ahead and push your boot down on your shifter and also on your seat belts. Kind of tricky with one hand. Okay, once you got those boots down, this piece comes off. And you're just going to set that to the side. Now what we're going to do is take that wiring harness, and it'll go down the front behind the radiators, and it's going to come out right here, and we're going to run that harness down this factory wiring harness, zip tied as we go. Once you get to the back, you can plug it in. I'll go over that, but usually I actually plug it in at the back and then zip tie it back to the front. That way there's not a bunch of extra slack in the back of the machine. I'll show you where to go down at. So your harness will be labeled on which end goes first, but you'll want to run it down through here. And essentially you're going to want to go with your factory harness and come out where I showed you earlier. And you're going to run it all the way through, up by this harness, through here, along your harness. I like to go behind this boot, but you don't have to. Come out up here, you'll unplug your 8-pin harness, and that's very important when you order these kits. You need to know if you have an 8-pin or a 4-pin. This is pre-wired for backup cameras and ride command, so it's an 8-pin. Most of your older ones are going to be 4-pin, but pay attention to that when you go to order one of these kits. So I'll get the wire in back here, and I'll get it zip tied, and I'll catch you back up. All right, so I got the harness ran back here and got it plugged in. As you can see right here, there's a stub out for your tag light. Now once I get the tag light mounted and get the wire in for it, I'll dress all this up. Basically from here onto the front, I've got it ready to go where I can cover everything up. But you can see, I know I said you can run it behind that boot, but I found that in this case it's easier to do it right here. I still need to tie up this fuse. You just follow that harness, zip tie it all the way through there. Make sure to go under or over whatever you need to make it look good. Go up here. Routed it through here. Tied it down right there. Come down the factory harness. Come up the back side of this frame, got a zip tie there. And here we are. So when I order these kits, I stock them in a 4-seater harness. That way they're you know, they're kind of a one-size-fits-all. I don't necessarily order them for a two-seater because there's just a little bit of extra wire, and I can dress that up and roll it up and zip tie it. But now what we got to do is I got to take that cubby off, and then I got to fish this through this rubber grommet in the dash to the firewall. Once I get that fish through, I got to fish the wire for the horn also. I'm going to get the tag light mounted, show you how I did that. I'm going to get that cubby off. I'm going to get that wire ran through, and as well the horn wire, and I'll get back. All right, so we're back here at the exhaust, and I'm going to show you how I mount these tag lights. So I'll get them on there straight, get it even on that plastic shroud, and I like to push it up against the plastic right there. Anyways, you're going to mark your holes with a marker. And once you mark them, you're going to take this off. Then you're going to take your T40, and you're going to take off all 4 of these bolts, pull the shroud off, and then you're going to drill your 2 holes. Screw your tag light to it and put it back on. I'm going to get that done and be right back. All right, so I got the tag light mounted. I had to put some wire loom over the wires. It doesn't come with it, but it's just about a 12-inch piece or so. Got it ran, got everything tied up. Now, if you look, whenever I ran these wires, I ran one for the horn and one for the main blinkers. If you look on the harness, there's an actual sticker that says stop, and you'll stop it as you run it through that grommet. All right, I got the center console back in, got it screwed down. All right, I've got my module in. That first wire that I stubbed through there, it plugs into this module. It's going to come with some longer zip ties, and you can zip tie it just wherever the best spot is for you. This one doesn't have ride command, so it's really convenient to mount it right there. If you do have ride command, it's best to probably mount it back here behind the steering wheel. So now I'm going to pop all these switch covers off. We're going to have 3 switches, one for the horn, one for the hazards, one for the blinkers. We're going to put the horn in the middle. I'm going to put the hazards on the outside. It's hard to do one-handed. And then we're going to put the blinker right here, and you can put it wherever you want. This is just convenient. All right, then what you want to do is your kit will come with some dielectric grease. You're going to want to put some dielectric grease on this plug right here. Just smear it in there. Put your switches on, and then press them back in the hole and click them in. So once you get all your switches pushed in, clicked, dress these wires up in here, throw a zip tie on them, whatever you got to do to keep them from sagging down. All right, now to the front. So I know I said I'm not going to take off the windshield, but I wasn't thinking the horn actually mounts to this screw right here. So I'm going to have to take the dash apart, take these 2 screws, these T40. You got one here and you got one on the other side. You pull them out. Basically, you can just tap that up or pick up on it and tap it up, and it'll expose that screw right there for the horn. But in order to do that, the windshield's got to come off. So I'll get that done and be right back. Before I cover this back up, this is the hood. I just pulled it up. You take that screw out, and you're going to wedge your horn bracket there in between the plastics. Put your screw back in. All right, I got the fangs installed. To do that, you got to pull that grill. You're going to pull all the bolts off the grill, pull it back, pull this shield off, and then there's going to be 3 nuts on each fang. With the 7/16, you're going to pull those off, install the new ones. I'll show you the horn and everything. All right, so I got the horn. And it wires up to your accessory, and then you got one that wires in directly to the hot. And you just kind of clean those wires up, zip tie them. Show you the switches.